Welcome back to the channel. Everyone, it is a beautiful day to dive into some serious daytime television drama, and we have a lot of heavy, emotional stuff to cover today. Let's just jump right into it. And I just have to say right off the bat, I am emotionally exhausted. Like, truly, physically drained from watching this unfold. We all knew the return of Shemar Moore as Malcolm Winters was going to be a massive tearjerker. We knew the aplastic anemia diagnosis was going to be rough to sit through. But I don't think any of us were prepared for the absolute gut punch that Y&R just delivered. So Dr. Stephanie Simmons finally sits down with Lily, and she drops a bomb that honestly made me want to throw my remote at the television screen. Malcolm knows about his condition. He knows exactly how bad it is. He knows there is a potential donor lined up, and he's flat out refusing the surgery. He is saying no, just no. Let that sink in for a second. Malcolm Winters, the guy with the most vibrant, unstoppable energy in the entire history of Genoa City, is just throwing in the towel. Dr. Simmons tells Lily that Malcolm has made his choice, and his mind is made up. He feels like he has lived a full, incredible life. He has seen the world. He has loved deeply. He has made his mark on the people around him. And now he just doesn't want to be a burden to his family. He looks at the people he loves. He looks at the fragile state of the Winters family. And he decides that fading away quietly is better than putting them through the hell of a risky transplant and a brutal, painful recovery. And honestly, it is the most heartbreaking thing I have watched on the show in years. But why now? Why is he giving up so easily when he has always been a fighter? Well, let's be real, it's the Holden situation. The sheer weight of the revelations that have been dropping on this man's head since he stepped foot back in town is staggering. Stephanie drops this 30-year-old secret that Holden Novak is his son. Suddenly, Malcolm is looking at a grown man, a whole life he missed, a son who was raised by someone else because of a massive lie. And Malcolm is internalizing all of that guilt. He feels like his presence is just causing chaos and impending lives. He looks at Holden, he looks at Lily, and he thinks, I'm just bringing pain to these people. So his twisted logic is that if he just quietly bows out, the family can heal without the burden of his illness dragging them down. And you guys, the look on Lily's face when Stephanie tells her this. It broke me, it really did. Crystal Calloway is acting her absolute heart out in this storyline. Lily is just standing there, completely frozen, absorbing the fact that her father is actively choosing to die. She just got him back. She has been fighting tooth and nail, literally storming into Stephanie's office days ago begging her to use untested, unethical medical treatments just to keep him breathing. Lily has been moving heaven and earth to find a match. She was devastated when she couldn't donate because of her cancer history. And now, when there is a glimmer of hope, when there is a potential donor on the table ready to save his life, Malcolm is the one locking the door and throwing away the key. It is so incredibly frustrating to watch, but it also makes a weird, tragic kind of sense for his character if you think about it. Malcolm has always been the guy who wants to make people smile. He hates being the source of sadness or stress. Remember when Neil died? The whole family was shattered into a million pieces. Lily carries the weight of not being able to save Neil. She carries that trauma every single day of her life. And now she is looking down the barrel of losing Malcolm the exact same way. Feeling completely powerless while a man she loves slips away. Only this time, it's worse, because Malcolm has a way out, and he is refusing to take it. So Lily does what Lily does best. She refuses to accept it. She is not going to just sit around and plan a funeral while her father is still breathing. She immediately goes into full-on warrior mode. She decides she has to confront him directly. She has to figure out the deep, dark, underlying reasons why he is so willing to just let go. Because it's not just about being a burden. There is something broken inside Malcolm right now. He is looking back at his life, at the mistakes he made, at the years he lost, and he is drowning in regret. And Lily knows she has to pull him out of that dark water before he drowns completely. And let's talk about the irony here, the massive, glaring irony that we, the audience, know but Malcolm doesn't fully grasp yet. Lily knows that Holden isn't even Malcolm's biological son. She ran that secret second DNA test. She knows Stephanie has been lying, manipulating this whole situation, possibly for some massive financial trust fund payout. So Malcolm is sitting here, letting the guilt of missing Holden's life crush his will to live. And the kid isn't even his. It makes you want to scream at the screen. Tell him, Lily, just tell him the truth. But Lily is in this impossible position. If she drops that bomb now, does it push Malcolm further over the edge? Does the shock of Stephanie's ultimate betrayal literally kill him in his weakened state? She is trapped holding this explosive secret while trying to save his life. I mean, what were the writers thinking making it this complicated? It's brilliant, but it's absolute emotional torture. So instead of dropping the DNA bomb right away, Lily tries to use love. She rallies the troops. She realizes she cannot fight this battle alone because Malcolm is too stubborn. She needs backup, so she goes to Holden. Yes, the fake son, but still, a guy who Malcolm currently believes is his flesh and blood. Lily begs Holden to help her. She needs Holden to go to Malcolm and tell him that he wants a father. That he needs time to get to know him, that Malcolm cannot just walk into his life after 30 years, drop this massive identity crisis on him, and then check out a week later. It is a brilliant emotional manipulation tactic by Lily, and honestly, I am here for it because she is desperate. And the scenes where they all confront Malcolm, pure daytime gold. You have Lily, tears streaming down her face, telling Malcolm that he is not a burden, that loving him is not a burden. She brings up Neil. Oh my god, when she brings up Neil. She tells Malcolm that the family is still broken from losing Neil, and if Malcolm gives up now, he is just twisting the knife in a wound that hasn't healed. She tells him that he owes it to Neil's memory to fight. It is a low blow. Maybe I'm being too harsh calling it a low blow, but you get what I mean. She is using every weapon in her arsenal because she refuses to lose another father figure. Malcolm is just sitting there, looking so frail, so tired. Marmor is doing this incredible subtle physical acting where he just looks exhausted down to his bones. He listens to Lily. He listens to Holden. He sees the family gathering around him, refusing to let him go quietly into the night. And you can see the internal struggle, the war happening behind his eyes. Part of him is so tired, the aplastic anemia is ravaging his body. The treatments are going to be hell, but the other part of him, the part that loves these people so fiercely, is starting to wake up. You can see the flicker of the old Malcolm trying to push through the sickness and the depression, but it's not an instant fix. The show isn't wrapping this up in one episode. Malcolm pushes back. He tells Lily she is young. She has her whole life ahead of her. She needs to focus on Chancellor, on her kids, on her own future instead of hovering over a dying man. He tries to play the noble patriarch. He tells her that death is a natural part of life, and she needs to accept it with grace. And Lily just loses it. She screams at him that she won't accept it. That he doesn't get to make this choice for them. It is messy, it is loud. It is exactly what a real family looks like when they are terrified of losing someone they love. There is no grace in grief, and Lily is showing all the ugly, desperate sides of it. And then we have to talk about Devin. Devin Winters is already a ticking time bomb right now. He is furious with Lily over the fake kidnapping plot with Victor. He is furious that Mariah isn't going to prison for kidnapping Dominic. And now he finds out that Malcolm is just giving up. Devin storms into that room, and he doesn't do the crying thing like Lily. Devin gets angry. He yells at Malcolm for being selfish. He tells Malcolm that he doesn't get to just walk away when things get hard. It's a tough love speech that only Devin could deliver, and it hits Malcolm hard. Devin reminds him that the Winters family is falling apart, and they need an elder. They need a guide. They need him. Nate Hastings also gets involved, bringing that cold, clinical medical perspective mixed with family history. Nate knows exactly what aplastic anemia does to a body, so he knows exactly what Malcolm is afraid of. The pain, the weakness, the loss of dignity. Nate sits by his bed and tells him that yes, the surgery is brutal. Yes, the recovery will test every ounce of strength he has. But the alternative is leaving a massive hole in a family that has already suffered too many losses. Nate appeals to Malcolm's pride, reminding him that a Winters doesn't back down from a fight. And then there is the elephant in the room. The potential donor. We all know the rumors. We know the spoilers that have been floating around. We know that Kane Ashby got tested. We know there is this massive, reality-shattering twist coming that Kane is actually Malcolm's biological son. How is that going to play into this? If Malcolm is refusing the surgery now, what happens when he finds out that the man who can actually save his life is Kane, a man who is currently at war with Lily, a man who is plotting to destroy Victor Newman, a man who has caused so much pain to the Winters family recently? If Malcolm thinks he is a burden now, just wait until he realizes his actual biological son is the ex-husband of his daughter, and that their entire family tree is basically a twisted pretzel of secrets and lies. It is going to be explosive, but for now, the focus is just on keeping Malcolm breathing long enough to get to that reveal. Lily is vowing not to give up. She is practically camping out in his hospital room. She is determined to show him that life is still worth living. She is bringing in old photos, talking about the good times, forcing him to remember who he is. He is Malcolm Winters. He is a fighter. He is the man who survived so much already. I really hope the writers don't drag this specific refusing treatment phase out for too long. It is emotionally exhausting to watch a beloved character just give up. We need to see the spark return. We need to see Malcolm decide to fight, even if the road ahead is brutal. Because the fans on social media are already losing their minds over this. People are tweeting that they can't handle losing another Winters patriarch. The wound from Christoph St. John's passing and Neil's death is still so raw for the audience, and the show is definitely playing on those real-world emotions. It's a fine line between compelling drama and just pure emotional torture porn, and Y&R is dancing right on that edge right now. So what happens next week? I think we are going to see Malcolm slowly start to crack. You can't have your daughter sobbing by your bedside every day, having your nephews yelling at you to stay alive, and not eventually cave. But the catalyst is going to be the donor reveal. Once the identity of the true donor is out in the open, and the truth about Holden is exposed, the sheer shock of it all is going to force Malcolm to stay alive just to deal with the fallout. He can't die and leave Lily to clean up Stephanie Simmons' massive, fraudulent mess. He just can't do that to her. Honestly, I just need Stephanie to face the music. While Lily is fighting to save Malcolm's soul, Stephanie is still walking around playing the concerned doctor and the tragic former lover. It makes my skin crawl knowing what she is hiding. Lily is going to absolutely destroy her when the time is right. But right now, Lily's entire universe is shrunk down to one hospital bed and one stubborn man who needs to remember how to fight. Let's just hope she can break through his walls before his body gives out completely. Because I don't think I can handle watching Lily say goodbye to another father figure. I just can't. We will be watching every single episode to see how this plays out, so stay tuned guys, because it is going to be a bumpy ride.